Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog. So, today I got something a little special for you, a little bit different. Um, for those of you who have been following along at home with the Ken Whitman saga, Louis Desy Jr., heretofore known as Louis Desy, is the one that actually filed a lawsuit against Ken Whitman to get Ken to finally come clean with the fact that he lost all the footage. When I say lost all the footage, he lost footage not just for Nights at the Dinner Table, but Spinward Traveler, Castles and Crusades, whatever else Ken was working on. Well, recently Ken has said, I have found the footage for Spinward Traveler. So Louis called Kenny out on it. Louis called Kenny out via email. Louis called Kenny out via email and then blind carbon copied me in on the conversation. Hoo-hoo. I asked Louis if I could do a reading of such on the podcast. And Louis was like, yeah, sure, it's fine. So we are going to read Ken Whitman's witticisms. And of course, Louis, who went to law school and knows how to get idiots like Ken to say more than they should. So this goes back to Sunday, March 10th. This is this past Sunday when I was out at GaryCon. Louis, I am hearing that you are telling people that you are going to turn over the footage on that project. But we both know that is a lie since you lost everything. I would recommend that you admit to the truth since it is already reported in a filing in the case I had against you last year. Ken, I have traveler files. Just know KOGT. Take care. Louis, no, Ken. You have nothing. It was all very clear. Both 4 tetrabyte drives were completely lost in all footage, Nights at the Dinner Table and Traveler, pre-Gen Con 2015. Remember you told me just as the case was about to start last year? My withdrawal in that case is predicated on that fact. If that's not true, then I will revive my case and go forward with discovery. If you had simply told everyone what was going on as late as 2017, it all could have been saved. Instead, being the self-destructive person that you are, you hide how badly you've messed everything up and lost everything because you simply didn't do anything to preserve either drive. I assume you have problems with one or more of the people from the Traveler project, or seem to need to lie for some reason. So you are now putting it out there that you are going to turn over the raw footage, when the truth is that it's all a lie. Louis. All right, so Ken. It's getting late at night now. It's 11:07 p.m. I had a different team of people working on Traveler. One of them kept backups and informed me last month he found them. I now have that backup. Sorry, you did not back up any Nights of the Dinner Table, as you did not work on it. Take care. And then 2 minutes later, also, I am handing them over to Mark Miller, who will then do with as he wishes. You have a problem? Then talk to Mr. Miller. Take care. Louis. Right. After 30 months or so, all of a sudden, you tell about people, about this mythical other group, and decide that now is the time to tell people? No, Ken, it is just more of your lying. If there was really another group with the footage, you could have done this months ago. But you couldn't because you lost everything on the 4 terabyte drives and you hide from everyone how you left them with your friend who apparently spent time in jail for several months and got evicted, resulting in both drives ending up in a barn in a box and then burned to the ground. It's just more of your constant lying. Remember when you told that you had simply stole from too many people and it would catch up? Well, sorry. Remember when I told you that you had simply stole from too many people and it would catch up with you? Well, That time appears to be now. I would recommend that you admit you were mistaken. Otherwise, whatever you are trying to forestall by lying will happen. Oh, and hey, how is everything going with the comic store? What are you going to do once the lease comes to an end in November of 2019, providing you don't lose the space from not being able to keep up on the lease payments? Louis. All right, still Sunday night. Ken is on a roll. Dude, I have told you the truth. Go away. Quit being an asshole. I give no shits what you think it believe. I'm reading as it is, folks. I'm sorry for that, okay? And when I turn over the files, you won't even say, good job, Ken. Good job, Ken. Have a fucking cookie. Nope. You will just find something else to bitch about because you take all your failures and project them onto others. You think by attacking me, you're some fucking hero. You are a little man with terrible emotion problems. Now, please go away. Louis, I am not the one that keeps lying about getting paid up front for everything. You did this all to yourself. Oh, sorry, after getting paid up front for everything. You did this for yourself. Even if you did a poor job, as long as you turned in what you did, it could have served as a basis for some kind of career, redeemed your past errors. Instead, you raised as much money as possible and then took off on everyone. Good job, Ken. If what you were telling people the truth, it means that you hid from everyone that you had raw footage for years for no reason. Of course, you don't have the footage. Being the self-destructive person that you are, you thought it was okay to leave both jars with the person who not only got evicted, but also ended up in jail for several months, possibly making it impossible to find out where anything was. And of course, it still doesn't explain why you did nothing for a year or two to get the drives back after he got out of jail, recover the data, or tell anyone so the footage could be recovered. Remember how you lied to everyone in the time leading up to Gen Con 2015, when some people feared the raw footage had been lost because you didn't correct the mistakes in some of the credits? My favorite is where you had port rated instead of portrayed on the credits. Well, that's actually pretty awesome. Mistakes that people had pointed out weeks prior at other events were still unchanged because you can no longer change them because you lost the raw footage that summer. But you lied, hid what happened, and assured everyone that you would make the corrections when it was possible for you to do so. I think the main problem you have now is that you have lied so often and to so many people that you simply can't keep track anymore. Plus, being a grifter that you are, you do test runs every once in a while to see if it is safe for you to run one of your old cons again. It is going to be interesting to see what kind of retirement you have. Remember how I predicted that eventually you would not even be able to get minimum wage work, since who in their right mind would hire a person that is so incompetent and lies all the time to everyone? At this point, I think that your lying is simply pathological. In the cases where you could simply tell the truth, or be better off for you to tell the truth, you simply are not capable of doing so after a few decades of constantly lying to everyone around you. Louis. And thus ends the dramatic reading of the Ken Whitman email exchange. Yes, go figure. Now, Ken says another team had a copy. I let's just say I find that hard to believe. And that somehow this other team did not tell Kenny they had a copy until recently. I find that hard to believe too. I do find it much easier to believe that Kenny is full of shit, or allegedly full of shit. Because I don't want Kenny getting all his anger up in a bunch and then coming after me and saying I'm gonna get that fake FBI on you and shit like that. God help us. Really. God help us. All right, folks. That is today's dramatic reading. Tomorrow will probably be another in our series of these honors and makers fireside chats, because I am in a fireside chat role. And my voice sounds a little bit better than yesterday, so I might be on the mend. Here's hoping. As usual, folks, be safe, stay warm, God bless, roll those dice well, and I will talk with you all tomorrow.